Hello there. It is the 7th of July. No, not July. What? The 7th of September 2020. And it's actually Labor Day today. So I was trying to record a video talking about, stuff like this in Mandarin, and I failed. Apparently I've lost the ability to talk about my own stuff, my own feelings in my mother language, in my mother tongue. So, it's not really weird. I've always said that when I'm speaking English, it somehow gives me an illusion that I'm talking about another, someone else instead of myself. I'm speaking in the third person. So when you're talking about someone else instead of yourself, that introduces less, embarrassment and awkwardness and conundrums. So it's actually easier to talk about stuff in English. It's like I'm just a commentator. I don't know if that has been working. That's why I'm again doing this in English. So today was, a pretty good day until the very end of it. I was in New Jersey for the most of the day. Well, I was in New Jersey from like 2 to 8. Yeah, so most of the day is pretty fair. And I just got home around 10 p.m. So now it's like 11:30, like an hour and a half. I don't really. Okay, so while I was in New Jersey, I was there on a date. It's the same girl I met like 2 weeks ago. I talked about it in my last video, I think. I felt pretty well. She's like really engaging in conversations and pretty and smart. That goes without saying. And overall, I felt pretty good about her and the potential future of having a relationship with her, because she's like really nice, and then just I thought we had a chemistry, conversations and whatever. I'm not making any sense of it. Anyways, so she came to Manhattan to visit me like 2 weeks ago. It's the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic, so there's not really much we can do. Like we can't even dine in at a restaurant or go watch a movie or something, or can't even visit some of the views in the city, like the High Line last time. So, but still we're like keeping in touch, phone calls from time to time, and chat pretty much every day or every other day. And so like I got a second date, and I went to New Jersey. I brought some food and some gift and to her. So we had lunch in a park, and then wandering around for a few rounds, and then sit down to chat for a bit. We talked a lot about relationship wise stuff, and then for dinner we actually had some desserts. She picked the place, and then we talked a bit more. So until then it was all good. Maybe it's all good in my mind, but not hers. Like we had a really long conversation, phone call like 2 days ago. She said afterwards that it made her think a lot of relationship-wise stuff. I didn't know it was gonna be the disapproval of me. Not really disapproval. I mean, she's like really polite when she. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm kind of a like a dickhead coward. Yeah, that's really the most appropriate word I can think of to use to describe myself. I'm the kind of person who got hurt a lot in relationships, so I become kind of chicken. I always trying to be like asking, how do you feel? Like, what do you think of me? Do you want to keep going? Instead of being like confident and just don't ask that. Kind of like a woman version of myself. Okay, that's sexist. Okay, so like I was pretty much like asking her, do you want to keep going? Do you want to keep dating? And and she was like, oh, I don't know. She doesn't want to answer. And I was like, pretty much what I think of you. And I feel like I need a little bit of encouragement to keep going, because I'm getting some kind of mixed feelings here, and mixed signals here, and if you could just tell me that you want to keep going, then I'm not asking you to be my girlfriend today or something. We're a lifelong commitment or something, but just the fact that you want to keep going. And she was like, can I think for 3 minutes? And I was like, sure. So after 3 minutes, felt like forever though, and she was like, I'm leading no. Yeah. And I was obviously really surprised and shocked, and I did not expect that. I expected that she would be like, I don't want to answer this, it's too early, or because girls are like, not as straightforward as guys, and or she could be like, yeah, sure, I want to keep going, I'm not committing anything, but just want to keep dating you. But no, she said no, and she said like our personality don't really match and whatnot. Because it's really shocking, because we were dating at the day. Like, if you don't want to keep dating, you could have said no when I asked you out, when I said I want to go to your city and whatever. I was like, I did not, I completely, that caught me off guard. Okay, first of all, I shouldn't have asked questions like that. You don't ask someone you've dated twice in the middle of the second date. You don't ask someone that, do you want to keep going? Like, it's really hard to say yes. I get that, but like I said, I'm a dickhead coward. So, so that was pretty awkward. Probably more awkward for her than me though, because I'm like a dickhead coward. the dickhead part makes it less awkward for me. Plus, it's always good to know the truth, even though it is potentially painful. But she was like, she felt really bad for me, because I was like, in her words, like a good guy or something. I hate the word good guy now. From now on, whoever calls me a good guy is my enemy. Okay, like it's. Oh. And so there's really not much time to go from there. I was supposed to catch a train at 8:34, and because it was in Jersey, so she had a car, and she dropped me off in the train station. So before I took off, I had a conversation with her in the car, and because I don't really, I was the kind of guy who would end the relationship, or like a widely defined relationship with someone when I smell the first sense of disapproval. Like, if you say you don't like me, if you like do anything, I'm again and again, I'm a dickhead coward. I would flee at the first sign of smelling danger. Like, if the relationship is not completely going my way, I would just flee. Like, I'm a terrible person. But I'm honest. I never play tricks. I never play with people's feelings. So I kind of neutralize it, I think. And this time I don't want to do that, because I really maybe if you give me like a few days to think it over, because today is like, it just happened like 3 hours ago. So I don't know. Maybe if you give me a few days to think it over, I might be able to accept it and then do what I always do, which is to, okay, I'm sorry, you don't think we're gonna, I'm sorry if you don't want to keep going, keep dating. Thank you very much. The usual crap. Not really crap. I really mean those things. It's just, it's kind of hard for me to accept the fact that someone just dating and you felt really good, and I was like, is this something I did wrong, or something objectively about me you don't like? She's like, no. And she was like, it's actually I fear that I won't be able to change enough to match you, which usually I would think is the usual crap people tell you when they don't want to date you, when they don't like you, and they say, oh, it's not you, it's me. But this time I actually believe it, because she's the kind of person who's like really polite, really nice, really kind, and who would like try to change herself to to make you not that awkward. And like, it's just a really good person, and you know, I can see that from the previous interactions I have with her. So like, I'm the kind of guy who, if I'm into someone, I would want to talk to them every day. I would want to call them every day. Well, partially to do with the fact that I don't really have anything to do recently. I mean, I'm not really busy per se, but like, she's like, you know, I don't like to talk to people every day. I don't like to communicate every day. It makes me awkward, blah, blah, blah. So I was kind of insisting, and then try to talk her out of it. Okay, again, I am a dickhead coward. But she's like really understanding, and then try to change herself for me. And I just didn't really pick up those signs, because she's probably feeling a lot of pressure already. Anyways, I just don't know what to do. I just don't. Okay. I mean, all right. So in the end, we're in the car, and I was like, okay. So I was once, there's once a girl I dated, and the last actual date we had, because I was about to leave China for America, you know, and I was like, you know, I want to keep seeing you today. Like, I want to see more of you okay, what's the word? I want to have a few more glances at you today, because maybe there's no next time. And she was like, yeah, don't worry about it, there will be a next time. And it turns out there is a next time, because after we've talked, like, we kind of like doing long distance dating for a few months, and then things fall apart. Even though I don't really regret the whole thing, like, it should have fallen apart, but I always regretted that, you know, I don't know why I said that, you know, that I want to have a few more glances at you, because they're probably not going to be next time. And so I told the story to the girl I was dating today, and I was like, the one thing, I don't know if we're really gonna be like each other's soulmate or whatever, or even match up, or, you know, if there's gonna be a future. But one thing I do know is that I don't want this time to be the last time I see you, because I can't. Maybe I can't accept the fact in such a short amount of time. It's like 1 second you thought things are going well, just like flirting around, and you're like talking about each other's feelings in the relationship or whatever, or even the possibility of next date, and you know, and next time it seems like everything's over. It's like no, I can't. Maybe it's me cleaning on the hope of things are not over. Maybe it's because I really like her. I don't know. So that's what I said. I was like, I don't want this to be the last time I see you. And she's also speaking Chinese, by the way. I'm just trying to translate everything we say in English. As I said, I don't have the ability to talk by myself in my mother language anymore. It's too painful to discuss something like that, like right after it happens. Now I feel like it's. Anyways, I was like, can I, you know, can we still keep dating? I know you said you're leaning no, but I don't want to give you up. I don't want to give us up. I want to, you know, I want to, you know, I want to keep seeing you, and I felt like she's like kind of feeling sorry for me or something, or, you know, she's just the kind of person who it's hard to say no twice. You know, it's already hard to say no once, and she was like, okay, reluctantly, in my opinion, but I don't know. She was like, but you do realize that if we keep seeing each other, the chance of you eventually got rejected is like better than 50%. I was like, yeah, because obviously I understand that, because you just said you're leaning no, so at this point you think that the chance of us fail is like more than the chance of us get it together. So yeah, I understand that. I don't know why I just don't want it to end like this, you know. Like, how often can you meet someone who at least you think you get along, you think you have good conversations with, you think that she's also a PhD student at Rutgers, I think. I know. So how often can you meet someone who's who matches your intellectual level and your age and our appearances and whatever, and you think you have good conversations with, and you just both available. I don't think it happens that much. I think people say that whenever someone is talking about like dating in Manhattan, they're like, oh, there are 8 million people out there who can date. Bullshit. Okay, that's not remotely true. I don't think there's even 8 people out there that you can actually have a date with, like realistically. So I don't want to give this up. I don't. I don't know. I feel really bad. I always seem to be over enthusiastic in the beginning of a possible relationship. If I meet someone I don't like, sure, that ends without saying. But if I meet someone I like, usually like smart, intelligent, beautiful, like a little bit of I don't know how to say, like a little bit of nerdy, just but also like genuine, instead of those people who just strangles you on and don't really engage with you in real conversations and everything, just kind of play your feelings. No, but whenever I meet someone like that, that's what I always do. I over engage. I seem to be overly enthusiastic, and and I scare them off. Some of them were polite enough, or who are nice enough and kind enough, would keep dating me for a while, a few months maybe, but eventually they'll flee, because, like I said again, I am a what? Dickhead coward. I don't know, man. I despise those people who don't really behave like what they actually are in the beginning of a relationship. It's just, how long do you plan to keep your disguise on? And then people will tell you, well, once you're together, it's fine to review who you actually are. They'll accept that because they've invested so much in the relationship, they don't want to just give up. But it's also cheating. It's lying. I don't want to do that. I am a insecure, coward, just really terrible person. And is it too much to ask someone to actually like me for who I am? Maybe it is. Yeah, I felt really, like, sometimes it's just, I know I just want love. In a way, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be like alone unless I want to. Like, say 5 years from now, I'm 30. I've obviously graduated from my PhD years. I have a PhD, and I probably have some kind of job. I probably finished a postdoc, or working at a university, or working in some kind of company. It wouldn't be like really accomplished. I wouldn't be like really accomplished, but at least pretty good for someone my age, or just average good. I don't know. I have a pretty high opinion about myself. It's just one part of being a dickhead coward. So I don't think I'll end up alone, because people have a need to start a family with someone else, and maybe I meet someone who's also tired of looking and who's tired of the games and whatever, just wanted to settle down, and then we'll get together. But I don't really want that at this point. I want someone who I really like, and then who have a lot of choices and choose each other. I've never been at the receiving end of being choosed. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like sometimes it's always me to chase after, or what's the phrase? Throw in the olive branch or something. Yeah, I think I'm using that right. The olive branch. No, I'm always on the receiving end of judgment. Will my offer be accepted? And the answer has been no since I was born. The relationship I had was someone like kind of asked me out, but I don't really want to talk about that. It did not end well. Um, because I was a dickhead coward. Because she want some kind of commitment out of no, like we never did talk about it, and just one night she brought it up, and I was like, I don't really know have an answer for that, and she just left, and like that, I felt really bad because that was not right. Maybe I'm being punished for that. Okay, if that's the case, then bring it on. Because now I'm really devastated. I don't. Because in the middle of the conversation, she said, in the car, like, are you gonna cry? I feel like you're gonna cry. That's what she said. No, I wasn't gonna cry. I just, maybe a little, but I didn't cry. I don't know. I feel like life is not really fair in a way. People find their love, and then someone they can share their interesting stories for the lifetime. And really young, 20, 22. I'm 25, and I still haven't found that someone. I don't think, like, okay, if you say, oh, other people just have better social skills, they're like more genuine, but what makes me for who I am today? Is that also fair? It isn't what you experience makes you who you are. And if that's the case, then should I really blame myself for, for everything that is not happening on me? No, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know. And I realized this video is taking too long now, and I've talked like, how long? 20 minutes, really fast speed. I don't know what to do. Like, she said, okay, like, we can keep dating for a while, but I don't even have the guts to ask her out again, because, I'm a really, really cowardice person. Not confident at all. Those are all fake. I am deep down in my heart a sensitive, insecure, coward person. Okay, so what to do from now is I don't know, I just, if this is like any other time, I would just black out for a few days. Like, completely cut off all social connections, everything, just stay at home, then eat takeout for a few days, just try to I don't know, but I can't maybe I'll stay offline for a few days and then try to talk with her again. Like, she's really understanding. That's also the problem. Like, she's being really reasonable. She's not being one of those cruel kind of person at all, and that kind of makes it more hard to accept. Like, it's like, if she's like really mad and angry and everything, like, I don't want to see you, I'm leaning not want to see you, it's fine. I mean, it's just emotions. But she's like, I've really thought about this, and my answer is leaning no. But if you want to keep dating for a while, yeah, sure. I mean, I feel like I'm obligated to make you feel that you're okay to leave you. That kind of feeling. That's the feeling I'm getting. I shouldn't be like this. Only, psychologically speaking, only people who did not get any love in their childhood years are, craving for love so much that they fall in love with every eligible person they see, and get really insecure and sensitive and cowardness. That shouldn't be me. I had a pretty good childhood. My parents loved me, and I never felt like I need to beg for their love or anything. And when I was little, I was really like a introverted person. I still am. I disguise it really good. I sometimes so good that I can confuse myself, not to mention a lot of other people. But I guess we were trying to be yourself. It all reviews out. Like, who asked someone what? Like, who asked someone so many serious relationship-wise questions in their second date, and even first date? You know, that's not how love works. That's not how a relationship works. Am I so star-spangled awesome to think I'm so good that people are gonna be like, oh, this is a guy I want in a second date? No, of course I'm not. But that's like, when you're so scared of not being picked, you create every possible opportunity to get yourself rejected. And when that didn't happen, you know the person really likes you. That's what scared people really are doing. Like, there's a kind of person who, when they want you, but they're actually pushing you back, they're really pushing you away. And after they've done that several times, and you kept sticking around, then they really know that you're not gonna leave, because they're insecure. They're afraid that you're gonna leave anytime, and then to prevent you from doing that, they push you away. Only after several tests, then they're gonna be like opening themselves to you, to actually trust you. I think in this case we're the same kind of person. Me and the girl I'm dating today. It's just I'm the obnoxious one. I hope you're not gonna judge me. Well, it doesn't really matter if you do. But yeah, I don't think I'm a bad person. In that sense, I don't think anybody thinks themselves as a bad person. Otherwise, they wouldn't be living with themselves. Like, they wouldn't be able to live with themselves. Like, even the greatest villains, bad people, real bad people, Hitler, the equivalent of Hitler in Japan during World War II, the mass murderers, or, child rapists, or whatever. They don't think themselves as bad. They just, there's objective fact that they're bad, but they just don't think so. So it doesn't really say much about, I don't think myself as a bad person. I just, I don't know. I'm not really crying, just my nose is kept running. It's an old disease, old problem I have. And I've just been alone for too long. If you don't count the half-year relationship I have with my ex-girlfriend, which we communicated in English all the time, which kind of makes me, like I said, a spectator, a third person in a relationship. Like, yes, I was there, but I'm not really experienced. Yeah, so that's not fair to say, but that's what I feel. I've been alone for too long, and I've never, I'm the kind of person who would like fall in love really soon when I'm being chosen by someone. Unluckily, I'm a guy. Social convention dictates that guys have to be the one that initiates, and then girls are the one that sit back and chooses. Is that fair? No, I don't think anything is fair. You get what you get. It's not like I can re-choose my gender. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Okay, I've talked too much. I've talked too long, and I want to end the video with a I wish everything would work out the note, but I don't really think so. I just need to survive. I just need to. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm lost. And the thing is, if this ends, like pretty much I anticipated it would, I will be the same in the next attempts. I will be exactly. I can say that right now. Remember, I wrote a letter to the last girl I was dating around, March. After we stopped, like she ended it, I wrote like a 4-page letter to her just to have some kind of closure, and that's how I behaved then, being overly, enthusiastic, and then scared them off, and then it was my fault, and apparently did not learn anything from that, but rather become worse, actually worse. I'm looking for saviors, someone who actually is fine with how I do things. And isn't it like when someone is jumping from a rooftop and you know what they really expect? Like, I'm just guessing, I'm never ever trying to jump from a rooftop. Maybe in the future, who knows? But they say that they really what they're really expecting is someone to save them. Because real people who want to jump, who really want to jump, they're gonna jump. They're not gonna like create a scene where a lot of people are seeing, watching on the ground, and they're just like, oh, jump! I dare to jump! Blah blah blah. No, people who do that don't really want to jump. They just, life has been so desperate and then so hopeless. They're trying to say goodbye to everything, but they deep down want someone to save them, to rescue them out of the misery. I feel like I'm in a relationship wise, I'm that kind of person. I want someone to rescue me out of my misery of being alone, of not being loved. Which, if you look into the data, the statistics, it's not gonna happen more often than not. Imagine in a few years I'll be, when I say feel, it's like 10 or something. I don't think I'm married when I'm 35. Imagine in a few years I'll be married to someone who I don't really like, or I don't really like. I'm pretty sure I'll be end up alone if I keep doing this to my dates, like being really insecure and being really overly enthusiastic. So eventually, when I'm settling down, will be to someone who I don't really feel the enthusiasm for. Imagine how's that like. It's really sad, right? For her, for me. I've been told that's how most of the marriage are, because the more you want to grab something, the more likely you're gonna lose it. So when you eventually get to marry someone, it wouldn't be someone you're really excited for. It's like I really envy those people who found their true love when they're young, when they both are really into each other, and then they committed for life. I want nothing more than that. And it's one of those things that theoretically there's nothing keeps you from getting it, but it never happens. I would be a great screenwriter for a love show. I'm just kidding. I would be terrible at that. Okay, I'm gonna end the note here. I don't know how the future is gonna be, but I don't even have the guts to say hope for the best. I would just keep existing as a dickhead coward. Alright, I'll see you next time.